Hello, limit breakers. Thought I'll just jump on this live and go through how introverts can show up online as well. And it seems to me that a lot of people are struggling with showing up online because they feel introverted, they feel shy, they feel scared, they feel not confident, or they don't know what to say. Now, this seems to be a common issue when it comes to people not being able to show up online, or at least show up more consistently online. There's periods of times where they show up for a very short burst of time, for like few days, few weeks, even a few months. But then after that, they just disappear on the face of the earth. I don't know why. It seems to be a pattern going on. I've noticed this for quite a while. So I thought this seems to be a big trouble. I used to do the same as well when I first started out online. The shy kid, had no voice, didn't know who I was lost. So I know exactly what's it like to be coming onto the online space. You're an introvert playing an extrovert's game, right? You see a lot of people who's showing up online, very extroverted, very out there, very well-spoken, just dynamic, and like, wow, their energy just gets you, right? It's so amazing to see. Now, doesn't mean introverts cannot play the same game, right? Introverts can also master this skill and be showing up more consistently, stepping up more consistently, and staying up more consistently. It seems to be a big woo-ha that people get put down because they feel like this extrovert game isn't for them. That's absolutely not true, right? If you're an introvert, you're shy, you got low confidence, it's not an issue. You can still win online. Depending on what game you're playing, what system or what service you're offering, you can still play this game. It doesn't matter what field you're in, to be honest, actually. I recorrect myself. It doesn't matter what field you're in, where you're at, who you're serving, who your target audience is. You can still win online if you are an introvert, shy, quiet. Doesn't matter. You can still win online. Should you implement the right strategies, right? And that's exactly what I'm going to go through this live. It's only going to be a few tips. I don't know how long I'll go on for, but I've listed a few things that I've hopefully will get you started and give you some ideas of what you can put out there and how you can show up more online and how easy it is to get started, right? For instance, for a digital marketer like myself, who is used to being behind the scenes, no one sees what I do, no one needs to know what I do. I just need to provide the reports to the person who manages the service or whatever I'm providing, right? So that works. But in digital marketing, there's loads of things we can do. Blogging, articles, and what else? Tutorials, webinars. How else can we demonstrate ourselves? Documentations, tutorials, how-to videos. The world is your oyster on that world, right? If you have a voice and you can demonstrate what you do and how you do things on a program, on Photoshop, on a webinar, on, I don't know, After Effects, video editing, gaming, problem solving, how to create automations, how to create emails, how to use different applications, how to use different softwares. Oh my gosh, this goes all over. How to use Headliner, how to use any software, even any software really. So that alone is like, you got so much to do already. I've got a list of those and I'm forever creating videos and content for those as well. What else? Design videos. If you do illustrations, you could draw on stream live. You don't have to speak. You just put make sure a royalty-free music video or soundtrack when you're streaming, so you don't get kicked off by any other copyright people. So royalty-free music, live stream your sketches or your drawings. What else? Podcast is a good one. You don't have to. Podcast is just audio, right? Just a voice. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in front of the camera like I am. You can just interview people. You could talk about interests that you have in an industry or a service that you provide. So I've heard many podcasts. You got podcasts about aliens, spaceships, dinosaurs, history, culture, food, games, books, cars, engineering, architecture, la da 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 da. I could go on forever, right? So, podcast, you could go do it for anything. Just need a voice and a mic, and you're off you go. So you create content on that way. That's another way of doing it. You could interview people. You could do subject specialist of talking about the special subject. Any problems and solutions that you reckon you could provide in the podcast is always a good one. Basically, how you can add value to other people, right? You got so many different ways of. I mean, information is all out there. So if you need to know how to do these, there's plenty of YouTube videos that you could Google to get started. But I'm just throwing out ideas of how introverts can still thrive online, right? Because these are all things that how I've been building over the last few months is through video like this, podcasts. Those two are my main ones. Videos and podcasts are my big strongest ones so far that I'm building. Articles, kind of, not so much. I'm not really a writer. I don't seem to have a patience to writing. So I transcribe, right? I could transcribe my videos and then edit them into article formats or blogs. So that's another way of doing it. And loads of tutorial videos. That's another one that I've been doing as of recent, is creating loads of tutorial videos, how to use applications, digital marketing tips, how you can shop more online, how you can utilize different platforms for different purposes. For instance, on Google Places or Google Business. A lot of people aren't utilizing the photos area. Now, if people are searching for your business or your type of business, they go on Google, they search for it, and if you're registered on Google Business, then your business will show up. And also on the side where there's photos, most people aren't utilizing this because they're just putting the front of their shop on there or photos of the inside of products that they sell. And they don't put any photos of offers or services that explain what they do. Now, this one I feel they miss out on a lot because a lot of people seem to not utilize it as much. Because, you got a few seconds to capture someone's details before they go onto your website. And what I have seen is people just have the front of their shop or the drive or the street where their shop is. Now, that is useful, but having that as the first image wouldn't really necessarily provide the person who's looking for it a solution. If they're looking for a solution, they would look at what you've got to offer. And if exactly what they see in that few seconds, what you got to offer in the photo, then they probably go on your website, more likely to go on your website, or at least pay you a visit eventually. Now, instead, if they're going to be searching around, looking through the photos, then you've lost them. Most likely, you've lost them by that time. I say this because I was doing this as a user who was looking for a particular service. For instance, I was looking at my friend's salon. So then I was looking at what salon services he was providing, or he or she was providing. And it just had photos of the street that his salon was on. And I was like, so what do you offer? And he was like, oh, I got all the coloring and beauty and stuff. And I was like, but there's nothing's listed. I can only see a photo of your street where your salon is. He goes, oh, yeah, I've not really looked at that. I was like, you're missing the trick, right? That's a big thing. If people go on Google, search in your Google business, you'll utilize it. That's one big thing. I'm going off track here. So I've got some comments, but let's have a look. Can you advise on good basic equipment, i.e. mic and other tips for podcasts? A USB mic, such as something like this, is generally pretty decent. They normally are around 120, 160 pounds, worth the investment if you want high quality mics. Because I say this because you really notice the difference when I'm using earphones that's got a mic on it versus a USB microphone like this. The quality really stands out. And when you're online and you're presenting on lives like this, or on Zoom calls, Zoom meetings, presentations, webinars, most of the time they won't have video on. So they're probably just listening to you. And even on podcasts, generally podcasts, 25 to 40 minutes of them listening to you in present, right? So give them a high quality experience or audio quality experience of your voice. And that's one thing that's every time I'm on the Zoom meeting, one feedback I always get told is, Jono, your voice or your sound quality is just amazing. What mic are you using? And I just tell them it's a USB mic. And a lot of people are still using like earphones and headphones, and it's not. It's great for short meetings if you're in the car and you're rushing around. But if you are able to be at home, present in front of a computer like this, use a USB mic, much more better for sound quality. And most people would appreciate decent sound quality as well. What else? I'm finding reviews are working for me. Yep, absolutely. That's another thing. Reviewing other people's is a good thing, or getting reviews is referrals. Asking friends to refer you for clients is also another thing that you could use. But showing up online as a shy or introverted person, many other ideas there is, but also if you're not fond of the camera, do voiceover tutorials, voiceover tutorials and documentation. Even document your journey if you want. If social media, if you're comfortable with the camera, then obviously do lives like this. If you're not comfortable doing lives for a long period of time, do it for pre-record a video, a minute, 2 minutes, explain the content you want to give, and build your confidence that way. Build it slowly. You don't have to do long lives like I do. I seem to have developed a knack for, or the confidence to be on for long periods of time, to just talk about what I need to talk about. And I'm very comfortable with it now because I've been doing it for 3 or 4 years of just interviews, podcasts, lives, webinars, coaching, training. So don't look at people who's been doing it for years or a long time. So never compare, right? Never compare but yourself, your journey on someone else's. But what you can do is get started step by step, slow steps at a time. And until you're comfortable, you start extending the time you're on. The time you're on lives, the time you're on doing documentation or webinars, podcasts, right? Podcasts generally that's another way of building it. There's so many ways of building confidence, but you need to start stepping out your comfort zone, which is not easy. I know that. As someone who's shy, introverted, it is not an easy game to play, but it is doable. You just have to embrace the suck, which is just embracing the being uncomfortable and showing up. This is the main point: is if you are showing up online, who are you showing up for? Now, this drives me, right? I show up for you guys and girls who's on here because I care about your development, your progress, and your growth. I want everyone to win online, really. I want everyone who I know in my network to be winning. And as scary as the online place may be, it's definitely playable for anyone, as long as you're willing to play that game, or at least play this game. Now that we're all moving online and it's going to be more challenging, there's a lot of new things that you're unsure about, you're uncomfortable with. Ask those who are already doing it. Ask those who are already in the field, or even YouTube it. There's a lot of things that I learned on YouTube over the last few months. Things like lighting, things like mics, things like cameras, streaming. All of this is still new to me as well, right? All the new streaming stuff, that's still new to me. But the technicalities, the integrations, the systems is still the same. The fundamentals is still the same. But knowing when did you announce this live? I didn't. I just jumped on because I felt like I needed to show up and help everyone who's struggling with the online world, who's uncomfortable with the online world, just to get started, be more comfortable, be more confident about being online, and that you do have what it takes to play this game, because the world is your oyster on here. There is so many things you can play with, so many tools and systems you can use to implement into your business. You can automate a lot of things that takes up time. How do you deal with judgment from your family and friends online? I never cared about their judgment. I never cared about their opinions. Like, unless they're paying me for something that I do, that I have a service or product or service. Generally, I don't work with family, really. Or blood family anyway. Friends. Well, all my friends, well, actually, I wouldn't say all, but majority of my friends know or support what I do anyway, with the whole online marketing, digital coaching, strategy. They know the online world is my world. I don't really get much judgment from my friends. I mean, I get more support than anything. They support what I do, and they have full backing of me. My friends don't really, how should I put it, judge me for what I do, because my intentions are pure. My intentions is always to help people, and they know that. For everything that I've been doing throughout my life and throughout any friends that I've known for the period of time, they generally know I care, and I just generally want to help. So they've never really given me that much grief about how I show up and things, unless we're talking very controversial topics, but I rarely speak about those. And if it is, it's usually behind closed doors and not very online. It's very more offline than online. It's just general conversations like, what do we think of the new lockdown and kind of things. But I don't generally talk about that online. There's enough of it going on, right? We already know what's happening around the world. We already know the negatives, and we don't need any more grief and negativity online. Make the online world more positive, make it more fun, make it more enjoyable, make it a place that you want to be on as well. If you're showing up your business, your service, and even as a platform for you to chill out on, just make it fun. Like, we don't need any more negativity than there is already. So keep it clean, keep it fun, keep it kind, keep it nice. They know you as a certain way, but some don't want you to grow or change. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they don't, then they don't. Can't really change their perception. They know you for who you are when you were who you are. I never cared. To be honest, unless their opinions pay my bills, I couldn't give a monkeys. To be frank, it's just how it is. Like, growth is always going to happen. Change is always going to happen. They may not agree with what you do or like what you do, but that's down to them. If they have the guts to tell me in the face, then so be it. I mean, they don't have to enjoy what I post. They can unfollow me. They could even unfriend me if that's really the harshest reality. Obviously, if they don't like my content, they can unfollow me. Doesn't mean they have to unfriend me, right? There is the unfollow button on Facebook or on social media. You don't have to follow everyone's stuff. I generally support any of my friends who are creating or doing something or trying something for themselves. It's already tough out there. I support everyone. I support, if they're willing to make an effort to do something for themselves, then I'm more than happy to support them, more than happy to be around, at least. And even if I'm not engaging in the content, even if I don't believe in the content that they create, you know, it's whatever floats their boat, right? But I'm always generally happy to support if required. Maybe it's fear of crashing and burning in a public way. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this online world, a lot of people, to be fair, wants to see you fail or wants to see me fail, which is one of the harshest reality that you have to take. Some people are just waiting for you to just go, ha ha, I told you so. I told you it doesn't work. Or, you know, you get those negative naysayers and those who generally aren't happy for you to win online or to win in general in life. Some people are just have that toxic jealousy, and some just really have that negative mindset. Some people just don't like seeing others going ahead. Some just don't like seeing others succeeding or winning. And that's just harshest reality. I mean, but as long as you're happy with the progress that you're making, that's the most important part. And if you're passionate about what you do, don't let anyone tell you what not to do. If you're passionate and you really love something you do and you really want to help others, do so. Don't let other people pull you down. Never, ever let other people pull you down because of their mindset, of their belief. I mean, I had over the weekend that someone called me out about sending gifts out to people without asking for their physical address or asking that I could use their physical address to post them a gift. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong. I mean, I should have asked for permission to send things to people for a physical gift, and that's no doubt, you know, an error on my part. But my intention was just to say thank you and appreciate, you know, the effort some people go to support me on my journey. That was purely the intention. But I do get the sensitive issue about using people's physical addresses without consent, right? And I admit I was wrong, right? I never intended to cause any malicious harm or to use it in any malicious way. It was only a simple gift of gratitude because they supported or helped me out in a situation where I required help the most. Now, did that hit my confidence a little bit? Yeah, it did. Right, it knocked me a little bit, but it does not stop me from being kind. It does not stop me from helping others. I will continue to do what I do because that's just in my nature. And the more you know who you are, what you stand for, don't let anyone else bother you about it. Ever let anyone bother you about it. Don't let anyone change who you want to be, right? And who you want to become. I want the world to be a better place. I want the world to be a more positive place. Therefore, I'm going to be that positive world for everyone else, whether people like it or not. If I'm too positive or too much energy for someone or too much for someone, tough cookies. Tough cookies, right? I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to stand for what I stand for. I'm going to show up like I do. Because there's people who do appreciate what I do and how I show up. And I show up for them. I don't show up for those who wants to pull other people down. If they like what I do, great. If they respect what I do, great. If they don't, I couldn't care less either. All right. There's that huge mindset shift you need, especially playing online. Knowing yourself, knowing what you stand for, knowing what you want to achieve, and knowing what you're passionate about. Those are huge. Those drive me every day, right? They pull me up every day. You girls and guys who support me on my stream and support my content and constantly liking and supporting my stuff, I show up for you guys and girls, right? Ian, poof. I follow you because you're a genuine and decent guy, and I'm enjoying seeing your accent, pal. Mate, it should knock you off, and people just no, it threw me off because it was unexpected, right? But I know on this journey, not everyone's going to enjoy what I do. Not everyone's going to enjoy what I stand for, and that's cool too. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's cup of coffee. Doesn't matter, right? As long as those that need me, I'm gonna always be here for those that need me. That's all there is. But anyway, back to introverts. You can still win being shy, introverted. Many content, many things you could do. Articles, so summarize, blogging articles, tutorials, webinars, documentations, how-to videos, design videos, podcasts, digital marketing stuff, or the behind the scenes stuff if you love or like that stuff. Processes, how to set up systems, how to set up applications, how to use applications. Online teaching, that's a big thing. Teaching people how to do things online, teaching people how to cook, teaching people how to recipes, teaching people how to treat their skin, teaching people how to fix their cars, teaching people how to fix their computers, right? Like mine yesterday that just decided to go kapoop when I needed to do work or finish off some work. But there's many ways, right? So introverts can still win online. There's many different methods. If you're unsure, drop me a note. If you still feel stuck or unsure about or needing even that extra confidence boosting or building, feel free to drop me a note. You can feel free to go to my website and download my new guide as well. I got a new guide, which is called I even forgot my guide called. I only made it like a few days ago. Step Up, Show Up, and Stay Up. That guide is on my website. Feel free to download it. It does go a bit internal and also external, right? There's a lot of internal work you need to work on, which is finding out what's holding you back, what's stopping you from showing up, and many other things as well in that guide. I did put it together a while back for a few people, and I decided to make it into a PDF guide for those that are struggling, who are stuck or lost or just uncomfortable showing up online and a little bit stuck, need just a little nudge. Feel free to go on my website and download that. I'll put the link in the comments as well. Thank you all for showing up this today now on my stream. I always appreciate the support. Much love. So yeah, anything else, drop me a line. But have a lovely week ahead, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. I'll probably show you. I'll be showing up actually live every day, but I'm not sure when every day yet. But I will provide as much help as I can during this month at least. Anyway, so thank you all. Much love. Live life with no limits, and see you all soon. Peace out.